Okay, guys, so there were two things that I said I was going to go back and show you how to do. And the first one was right now, when we hit our 3D, the only thing that is going to stitch is your black right here. So whatever fabric you have behind it is going to come through on all this white area. Okay, so if you have like a red plaid shirt that you're putting it on, or maybe a white t-shirt or a red t-shirt, that's going to show through on all these little white areas, okay? So it's kind of like a stencil type logo right now. And I was going to show you how to go ahead and make a background behind it around the logo, like the original picture here. And then you can make that any color you want, okay? So it's very easy. All you do is you select your beginning picture, and then you go into your trace image. And here you want to select your color, but the color you want to select is your red, okay? Because this right here, this is what it's going to fill, this whole thing right here, okay? So as you can see, once we put that behind our black, it makes it so this white, because I'm going to leave it a white color, this white color will actually be behind it no matter what your fabric is that you're putting it on, okay? So once you have your red selected, you just go to the edge and you see this blue right here. That means this whole thing is selected. And then you hit create graphic, exit out of there, and it should have put it at the bottom, which it did. So when you go to your 3D right now, excuse me, you see that red line behind it, the way it is in the original picture. But the first thing I want to do is, because I want my embroidery machine to stitch that white part first. If I leave it the way it is right now, it will stitch out all of this black, and then it'll put all of this white right on top of your beautifully black embroidered logo. Okay, so you don't want that. So I'm just going to come down and select that, but I want to make sure that my main picture is not selected, because then it shows up all of the properties of your stitch. And I'm going to change it for the purpose of you guys to be able to see it behind there correctly. I'm going to change it to, let's go with maybe a mint green. Let's see what that's going to look like. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going, for my type, I'm going to put fill. And see what I mean? Since it's already at the bottom, it's going to cover everything that you did when you're in your black. And you don't want that. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go into the ID. Remember, these are the IDs. And I'm going to put it into I'm going to put number 1 in there. And click enter. And then move it down 1. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to select all. And I'm going to hit my ungroup button, because I think I grouped them. And for right now, I don't want them grouped. So now they're all ungrouped. Click my arrow. I'm going to unselect all. I can't stress how much that unselect all is going to help you from moving things around and saving time. So when we go to our 3D picture right now, you see how it stitched out all the green and then your black on top of it. And that's how you would put a background to that type of logo. It's basically when you're in your tracing mode here, You can do all kinds of things, but just remember that it's going to go to the color that you pick, okay? And that's what it's going to show. And if you need to change your edge threshold, remember we talked about that, maybe you want it to look something like this, however you want it to look, right here. And that's how you do that. So that's pretty easy. You just literally play around with it. Remember, whatever you want to stitch out behind something, you put first, and whatever you want to be on the top part, you stitch out last, or to show through, you stitch out last. The other thing I was going to show you is if you accidentally, let's go back into our trace. And sometimes you don't know, like, I'll be doing something and I think, wow, did I already trace that in there? And I can't really tell, but sometimes I'll just go ahead and create a graphic because I know I can edit it and take it out later over here in the edge, and it's like I didn't do a second one. So I'm going to show you right now how to do that. It's easy. I'm going to select, I'll just leave it as a running stitch right now for this, but I'll pick my black again. And real easily, I'll pick this one, this edge right here, and I'll create a graphic for it. So now we know, because we already had a graphic, we know that there are actually 2 on there, or I guess maybe that example might not work the best, so let's just put a tulip in here, okay? So I accidentally drew a tulip in there, and I don't want it in there anymore, okay? The only thing I got to do is I unselect my all, I select that tulip, I come over here to my edit, and I hit cut, and it takes it right out. Or if you had just done it, if it's the action before now, you can put it in there, and then you come up here to your undo button, and it'll take that out. Very useful. And that undo button goes back and back and back and back to the very beginning. So however many times you have to undo to get rid of whatever you don't want on there, go ahead and do it. It's not going to take your whole picture away. It's just going to just keep undoing the last ones. And then if you want to bring it back, you just click your redo button, and there it is. It brings it back in. So I hope this helped. I apologize. I forgot to go back and tell you guys that. So hopefully this video also helps you. And you can subscribe and like. And I'm going to be doing some more videos here very shortly. And if you have any questions or comments, you can, of course, leave them at the bottom here, and I will be sure to answer them for you, okay? Have a good one, guys.